over at Kind of Funny Studios. Hanging with me, Kahlief Adams. I'm your host, alongside the best in the business, Brianna Manuel Pena. How are you doing?
I'm great. Thank you for that lovely intro. I do my best.
Do your best. You do better than the best. What's she talking about?
Aw.
You're doing the best.
Stop.
So I'm excited. We get a chance to do our show again this year. A lot of folks have been clamoring for it. A lot of folks have been asking for it. A lot of folks have been in the mix. If you are new to the Spawnies, welcome in. Excited to have you here with us. You know, we're broadcasting live on Twitch and on IGN, so you're getting the full flavor of this show. But if you're not familiar, this show is about underrepresented devs in the video game industry. A lot of times those folks don't get the kudos that they deserve. And we wanted to do something special. And we've been doing that for the past couple of years of giving all of those folks an amazing space to be able to do a lot of that work. It has been a really difficult year. It has been extremely hard for so many folks within the industry. And we see you. We know that you are out there. We know that you have had a hard year in terms of layoffs and so many different difficult things within the industry. And we hope that for the next hour or so that you get a chance to, you know, have a lighter space to think about the work that you do and also celebrate some of your peers and the work that they've been able to do as well.
Absolutely. I mean, the best thing we can do right now for each other is like hold each other up and celebrate our wins and increase visibility, right? Like that's the name of the game. That's what you do so well with Spawn on Me and what we're really happy to celebrate here at the Spawnies. So we soldier on. Yeah, we soldier on. We push forward. I know that all the folks, you know, this show wouldn't be here without you. You know, the video game industry would not be here without you. We want to give you the love and the respect that you deserve. And we hope that for the next hour, you get a chance to hang out with us while we have some fun in the mix of all the madness. So we thank you for being here and rocking with us. So massive love to all of you at home and to our wonderful friends over at Grab Labs as well, who have continued to help make this our show with all of our fan voting coming directly from the audience. So we've gotten all of our nominees, all of our winners are going to be voted on from the fans and from the community. And they did the thing this year, I think, in a big way. They did, and in record-breaking numbers this year. So, like, again, shout out to Grab Labs. Y'all are the best. And shout out to everybody who voted. I hope your picks are in there. I hope you got your votes in early because there were some tight races this time around. Yeah, indeed. And the winners, some good stuff. Some really great picks for this year, for sure. So, with that being said, I think it's time for me to get into Spawnies 3. Put your hands where my eyes can see. Yay! Don't sue me. Don't sue me. Don't sue me. Are you ready? Oh, are you ready? I'm ready. Let's get it.
In the ever-evolving world of shooters, 2023 has been the gift that keeps on giving. From story titles like Call of Duty to more over-the-top mech titles like Armored Core, the shooter genre continues to innovate. It continues to push boundaries. And that's why these nominees represent the variety and timelessness that defines the shooter genre. These are your nominees for 2023 Shooter of the Year, or as we like to call, the 6 Million Ways to Die Award.
6 million. Choose 6 million ways to die. Choose one.
The nominees are locked and loaded. It's the 6 Million Ways to Die Award. El Paso Elsewhere. Remnant 2. Cyberpunk 2077. Vertigo 2.
And the winner for the 6 Million Ways to Die Award is Cyberpunk 2077 Phantom Liberty. I said that from my chest.
Hello, Spawnies. I'm Yulia, gameplay designer at CD Projekt Red. First, thank you to everyone who voted for us in the best shooter category, aka 6 Million Ways to Die. There are, in fact, a lot of ways to die in the game, or to make your enemies die, with nat running, melee, ranged, and more. Not to mention, our incredible community also surprised us by discovering a ton of other creative ways. To see the shooter side honored really makes me feel like our game and our massive update 2.0 did something right. We had a lot of teams working together to craft combat, create and balance enemies, smart guns, tech guns, power guns, also everyone can find a playstyle that works. I'm honored to represent all of us who put so much time into making something fun and immersive. With the original Cyberpunk 2077, our expansion Phantom Liberty, and the Ultimate Edition, We put a lot of love and energy into this world. So, from everyone at CD Projekt Red, thank you for voting for our game in the best shooter category.
I call it the Idris DLC.
I mean, look, I think when I think of that DLC, that's the first thing I think of is Idris.
Of course.
He's such a beautiful man. Idris,
We love you.
we love you. Mwah. You're always moisturized, always look good. My wife is thirsty for you. I'm not going to say a lot more than that, but it is what it is. And again, the fans voting in Cyberpunk 2077, I think it's really interesting for a couple different reasons for our shooter awards for the best shooter of the year, because that game has gone through a lot
It has.
in the past couple of years. And I think one of the biggest pieces of the game that has changed and has gotten better has been the shooting. It's been the gunplay. The gunplay has felt a lot better. How's your time been with the game?
My time has been very limited with the game. It came out at a time when I was very busy. But I think it's wonderful to see a game that is not brand new in this category and also as the winner. It's really important that we don't forget about games after they've come out. And we have a category, of course, for ongoing game as well. But it's just so crucial that we continue to support devs who are continuing to work on the games that are worthy of our time, right? And clearly there's so much love poured into Cyberpunk, and they really turned around a difficult launch. And kudos to that team for sticking it out and giving us continuous content, because it could have gone a different way. And obviously, a lot of people are happy that it didn't.
Yeah, I wish we had a comeback kid award.
Yeah.
That would be in that space to say, like, what game we had, maybe had a little bit of a rough start, but then really kind of came to the forefront. And I think this getting voted on and this winning this award really does speak to the wonderful work that the folks at CD Projekt Red are doing. So thank you, all of you at home on the team who have done that work. And thank you again for sending in some great information about what this game has been over the past couple of years and continue to build on it and making it super cool. So I'm excited that this is won the first award in Spawnies 3.
Yeah, good start.
And now we just got to make sure that we get Idris to
Idris
present next year.
Like, can I get the Idris next year? Just, you can sit right here next to me. Danny doesn't need to know about it. I'll leave him at home.
That's some get your ass in trouble DLC. I ain't trying, but I appreciate it and I love it. It's reasonable. I ain't mad because I'm like, yo, it'll just come through. Anyway, massive shout out to Cyberpunk 2077 for winning our 6 Million Ways to Die award for best shooter of 2023. And I guess it's time to hit our next award.
It's time.
Soundtracks and scores from this year's games have driven narrative beats, put players on notice of upcoming wins, and have laid the foundation for moments tied to memories of sadness, triumph, and everything in between. We hope these nominees made your head nod, or at least made you two-step into gaming glory. Here are our nominees for Best Soundtrack or In-Game Music, or what we like to call the Turn Up Award.
Okay, thank you. That was rad. We're going to welcome our next contestant.
These are the melodies that turn your pixels into poetry. The Turn Up Award. Final Fantasy 16. Hi-Fi Rush. Super Space Club. Octopath Traveler 2.
And the winner for the Turn Me Up Award is Hi-Fi Rush.
皆さんこんにちは。ハイファイラッシュのオーディオディレクターの周一小堀です。この度はスポニーズにてベストミュージックに選んでいただき本当にありがとうございます。ハイファイラッシュはゲームデザインと音楽が密接に融合したこれまでにないリズムアクションゲームです。音楽制作においてもたくさんのチャレンジがありましたが、このように評価していただき、チーム一同大変喜んでいます。もしまだプレイされたことのない方がいらっしゃいましたら、ぜひ遊んでみていただけると嬉しいです。ありがとうございます。
Shout out to the folks from Hi-Fi Rush for getting it in Tango and Bethesda, making it happen.
Oh, yeah.
Getting it together and bringing us one of the most awesome games of the year. How was your time with Hi-Fi Rush?
Oh my gosh, I had a blast with Hi-Fi Rush. And I gotta say, when I first started the game and we're going through the tutorial or the opening scene or both, I guess, and that song comes on and you see Chai just snap into the beat, I was like, ooh, this is kind of groovy. And he always stays in the pocket. And I am trash at fighting games or anything where I have to memorize combos. This is one of the few games where I actually stuck it out and like dug deep and really figured out how to flow with the game and all of the different moves, because it honestly, it just felt so good to keep playing it. And that says a lot for me, because that's a tough one to play.
Yeah, games like this are always my jam. As a person who loves music and loves games where you get to use music, I was a big Amplitude fan back in the day.
Oh, yeah.
And again, Rock Band was a big part of that thing. Shout out to Drop Mix. I miss you. I love you. And getting to see that kind of mechanic then go into a game like this is really awesome, because then you get a chance to mash up all of those things you love. You get a brawler, you get a rhythm game, and, alongside that, I think one of the coolest parts of this was it feels like it was just in the DNA of everything that was a part of that game. And it felt like every decision that you made, of course, because it was a major game mechanic, felt like the teams really thought that through, in even the small like animations that you talked about, the idle animations of like them, snapping to the beat and doing all that kind of cool stuff. So like really cool to see Hi-Fi Rush, a game that is new.
Yes.
A game that was kind of a surprise. Shadow dropped. Really come through, and a lot of folks at home really dug it. So excited to see that they have won our Turn Up Award for Best Music of 2023. Shout out to those folks. And again, thank you everybody at home for voting for something new. I think that's part of the thing too, is like folks get a little bit, in their own pocket.
Sure,
and sometimes they're like, no. But it's good to be able to see the folks are trying new stuff too.
Absolutely.
In the mix, yeah. All right, we're going to go to our next category right about now.
Hello everyone, Big Cheese here, and thank you very much for watching and supporting this event. This year we've seen games that have opened our eyes, pulled on emotional threads, and have pulled us in with their fantastic writing. Everything from tracking down killers from the Mind Place to summoning alternative versions of a former life through radio signals. When I tell you 2023 has stories for everyone, they had stories for everyone. These are the nominees for the Best Narrative Game of 2023, or what we like to call the Snot Bubble Cry Award.
Snot Bubble Cry Award. Is someone cutting onions? Venba. Final Fantasy 16. Planet of Lana. Like a Dragon 8.
And the winner of the Snot Bubble Cry Award is Venba.
Yeah.
Hello everyone. Venba winning the Snot Bubble Cry for most emotional game is so fitting, because most of our reviews are essentially like, this game is great, but it made me cry. Venba was an emotional game for us to make, and I think it's very validating for us to see that it's connected with so many people across the world. My favorite director, veterinarian, would say, the more local you are, the more international you become. And this story about a mom and her relationship to her son is told through food is a very, very local story. And the fact that it's resonating with so many people means it's international also. Thank you so much, Spawnies. We are really happy that Venba connected with you all too. Thank you.
Oh my gosh. I thought this game was so charming and very emotionally resonant. And obviously I'm in an emotional state very often these days, but it was just such an interesting twist on a cooking game, right? It almost felt like a puzzler, which is right up my alley. But Ka, I'm interested to hear what you thought of Venba.
I cheated a little bit because I got a chance to meet some of the team earlier in the year before the game came out. We did a really nice interview with the art director on the team. And I just fell in love with that squad. They're so sweet. They're so kind. And to see this story, this immigrant story, come to multiple platforms, be really well received by so many different folks. And in hearing so many of the personal stories that people would share about their own immigrant story and their own travels to wherever it may be in the world, and finding that camaraderie and that home and that feel like this story was talking to them, was the thing that we hope games can do.
Yeah.
Right? So it was beautiful to see Venba win. I'm not going to talk about the cooking part, because anytime I talk about cooking, people get at me about my prowess on the sticks. So I ain't going to talk about that. But I learned some good stuff. I learned how to make a couple things, which is dope.
Yeah, we love learning new skills, and working through our feelings.
Eating through our feelings. That's a whole other game. This is one of those games that when I think about it as well, I'm like, and we've seen this kind of happen of late, is like games are getting cookbooks.
Oh, yeah.
This game needs a cookbook.
This game needs a cookbook. Chef Andy, where you at?
Chef Andy, where you be? Where you at?
Let's get on it.
Where you at? Where you at? Word.
All right. Well, while he writes that treatment, let's get ready for the next category.
Indie games are ever evolving, and like the definition of the genre, they can be a multitude of things. From small studios to large teams, bootstrap budgets to multi-million-dollar publishers. The indie space has been absolutely killing it this year, with everything from games inspired by Max Payne to titles that make us tilt at windmills to think about how we treat the environment. Here are our nominees for Best Indie Game of the Year, or what we like to call our Indie-pocalypse Award.
These games are proof that big ideas can come from the smallest of teams. The Indie-pocalypse Award. Sea of Stars. Venba. Cocoon. Planet of Lana.
And the winner of our Indie-pocalypse Award is Sea of Stars.
Hey.
Okay, so Sea of Stars is really interesting in a lot of different ways because this is from the folks over at Sabotage who made The Messenger. One of my favorite games, actually, because I was a big Ninja Gaiden fan.
Okay.
So that, an interesting change of pace for them in terms of game style. We have this really dope RPG, top-down, beautiful art style. I know that this is a game that we didn't get a chance to play a ton of, but I did see this like really catch fire with not only our audience, with Barrett from Kind of Funny, who's a big fan of the game. What's some of the pieces of stuff that you've seen around Sea of Stars?
Yeah, I think it's really great that Sea of Stars is a shining moment. Not to steal the spotlight from later, but in this year, because it has been so packed, and there have been huge games coming out in 2023, and honestly, around October, it felt like we couldn't breathe without having a new game release. So it's just wonderful to see this one rise to the top, and for a smaller team, right, Sabotage, to be successful and to really gain traction with the audience and find its people, because even just in the smaller category of RPGs, this year has been absolutely stacked. So congrats to the studio. Sea of Stars seems like a wonderful time, and I'm just glad that they found their audience.
Yeah, and happy that, again, like our fans voted for this game, right? Like games like this often get kind of lost in the shuffle. They wind up kind of being in the space and then not necessarily getting a lot of the, spotlight that they deserve. And it was cool to again see a game that looks like this and feels like this with some great music, great writing. The writing in this game was really fantastic. So like getting all those pieces together and then Sea of Stars getting to win, that's really awesome. I love seeing stories like this happen within the Spawnies and folks really digging it and giving it some love. So that's dope. Sea of Stars wins our Indie-pocalypse Award for Spawnies 2023, moving into 2024. So shout out to the team over Sabotage for taking home a Spawnie this year. Massive love to them.
Spawnies fam, it's now time for the moment you've been waiting for. It's time for our music break. Welcome to the stage, Hat Jr.
I'll admit, I never thought I'd turn my life through rapping. If I'm honest, it just kinda happened. My mama taught me practice. My pen ain't touched by many like sick patients, but I wish I had more patience before snapping. I'll admit, I'm the strong friend that you should check on. The one stretching out his neck for others dead long. Light and toughen out my skin to Teflon, but that don't make me just some welcome mat that you could step on. I'll admit, I really fucking hate people. sometimes. And I remember I'm a person, the flawed kind. But show me how to love those who don't forgive, chiefly when I need it empty-handed on the receiving end. I'll admit, don't need your validation, I need affirmation. Can you relate to my expression via plastic statements? Will you ever try to verbalize your understanding? That'll keep me off my crazy island, dry and stranded. I'll admit, anxiety kicks in when I'm overwhelmed. Consistently doing for others, hardly myself. I'm filled partly with wealth and still wrapped in my shell. Got this pyramid scheme, ain't helping nobody else. I'll admit, I'm a glutton for punishment, cause I'm numb to it. Piling work on the pain, success patching my bruises. Eating uppercuts, I'm like, cause I stomach the losing. Hitting in between the round, square but pivot. So I'll admit, I'm not moving for nothing. I need a fender for something. Russia will cripple the gun and keep on dumbing down a new down path of me bleeding, facing my demons. Releases weight that I'm heaving, this jaded past that I'm keeping. I'll admit, I'm afraid of losing friends over stupid shit. I'll admit, I get angry when I call out the stupid shit. I'll admit, I need help. I'll admit, I'm not perfect. I'll admit, just me sharing all this is making me nervous. I'll admit. Yeah. My name is Pat Jr. Just to start off, I think we here now. We in this now. I first want to thank Kahlief Adams at Spawn on Me just for inviting us really to perform here on the Spawnies this year. Thank you so much to Kahlief and the team. I am, like I said, my name is Pat Jr. I am an alternative artist, producer, a creative director. I do a few creative things, but I'm a part of a collective called Gold Fang Society, and we are here to share some music with you tonight, share a little bit from the heart, just from what we created, what we've created. I'm also a gamer, JP's a gamer too, you know what I'm saying? We game a little bit. I'm into Halo, I'm playing Halo Infinite right now. Call of Duty as well. I'm about to start my journey in Ghost of Tsushima. I'm excited about that. But yeah, we gonna get into the tunes, man, and we hope you enjoy it. Let's get it. Everything that glitters ain't gold is what we're told. Niggas' souls still get traded for cold, like it's in their DNA just to give up their code. There's a scissor to their whole, think they're still in control.
You really thought?
To each their own, I suppose. Or that phone take a toll just to get up the road. I thought pavement was mold so we could shape where to go. Guess your circles doing donuts for the looks and the O's. Oh, it's in my posture just to man up. My manners get the manners. Some tangents, but had them answers pretty standard. I opened up my planner to the heavens commander and took an essay at the table in my stretches like stand-up.
That was pretty funny.
I capture every moment when surrendered all. Tender claws and shackled to the feeling like a prison song. Uncomfortable and greatness needs the same applause. Aqua goes to awesome and the process all begins with all. Say what? Yeah. Message. Say what? Yeah. Message. I'm switching the narrative. The story is stupid and so it's imperative. The lead with the better wit and service I stand in at least to imperative. I'm needed in every sense. The change to continue. The game's been read in a negative or a bloody lip on a bully fight again. His too many nigga hoes. What about faithfulness or loyalty? Yes, friends should know. Maybe I'm getting old and it's on my gang. Only time we bang is when we pick a phones. When a homie wildin', hello, nigga, you trippin' now. I'm looking for essence, you looking for incense. Like there is a difference. For instance, a change of resistance is missing. Do you listen? Or you just waiting to fit in? To show off your wisdom and gift in. It's like taking the mic just to pip in. Ridiculous. People just talk for the benefit. I listen to homies who give a shit. Even the gyms to the rigorous. With doubling fire, I've witnessed it. Lot of layers to my goals. Gotta let them know it's levels to the soul. Replicator when I know. Digging daily for the purest of my goal. 24 goals. 24 gold, 24 goals, 24 gold. Know my standards pretty high in demand, but I ain't for everybody, so I don't give a damn. 24 goals, 24 gold, 24 goals, 24 gold. Know my standards pretty high in demand, but I ain't for everybody, so I don't give a damn. 24 goals, 24 gold, 24 goals, 24 gold. Know my standards pretty high in demand, but I ain't for everybody, so I don't give a damn. 24 goals, 24 gold, 24 goals, 24 gold. Know my standards pretty high in demand, but I ain't for everybody, so I don't give a damn. That's it for us right now. We're going to pass it back to Kahlief and Rihanna. We'll be back.
Yo, shout out to Pat Jr. Grammy-nominated Pat Jr. for being our music guest for the Spawnies. That was one of the dopest performances I've seen, and so far on the Spawnies, if you got a chance to see, I'd love to hear your thoughts.
Oh my gosh, the vibes are immaculate. But more than anything, I really love like Pat sharing his story, to have a vulnerable moment within such a dope track and to make it into something that I'm grooving to as I'm sitting here. Like, kudos. I just really love integrating music into the show because it is such a huge part of the culture and part of why we love media. And when you can pair great music with great celebration of games, you can't get any better than that.
I got a chance to follow Pat on Instagram. That's how I found his work. And he and the rest of the Gold Fang crew are just brilliant. It was instant vibes when we got a chance to talk about doing the show and being a part of this. And as you've seen from the performance, it just mashed up so perfectly. And shout out to he and his team for pulling in those dope visuals that look so good. So if you're giving Pat some love in the chat, give him some more. Go check out his work. We'll be having some of those conversations for a little bit later. But yeah, Pat was fantastic. Shout out to him.
All right, let's get back to the show.
Holding on to your community has been a difficult task in this era of games. Being able to stick and resonate with players so that they keep coming back is a feat worthy of praise because it not only makes the case for why these nominees have stood the test of time, but also showcases how those games' fandom continues to grow. Here are the nominees for Best Ongoing Game, or what we like to call our On the Road Again award.
Buckle up, because these games are in it for the long haul. The On the Road Again Award. Halo Infinite. Final Fantasy XIV. Fortnite. Destiny 2.
And the winner of On the Road Again Best Ongoing Game is Fortnite. Okay, so okay, here's the thing, Kyle.
Yeah.
Love it or hate it, Fortnite is gas, right? Like it's just gonna be popular. They got all of the musical integrations. We got Eminem looking like Godzilla, spitting bars. Like why do people insist on hating? I don't understand. Fortnite, you deserve it. Well done. Good win. But this was actually a pretty close category. I know you are particularly fond of the runner-up.
I mean, well, Halo Infinite came in second place on this one, winner of a Spawnie in last year's show. And it's really kind of interesting to kind of look at the way that this got voted on and to think about the landscape of these two games, right?
Very different.
Halo Infinite, again, making its comeback and being something that we continue to play and go back to because of the amazing work that they've done to pull that game back and pull in some really interesting cosmetics, game modes, all of the stuff that's working there. But even thinking about Fortnite, and I have to blame y'all, you and Danny, for bringing me back into the Fortnite space. Because one, I'm seeing Danny playing and watching his streams and going and lurking in there, and then we'll jump on at some point during the night. And y'all are the best team to play with because it's like pushing and running and where you supposed to be going. I don't know where you at. It's all these parts that are pulling that together, and I feel like that chaos is what Fortnite really captures in a really great way. It does bring people back into a space where they can feel competent in the game that they've built, and they keep putting in all of these interesting activations and modes, and Eminem being Godzilla-like and all this other wild stuff. They really have captured culture in a really cool way that we haven't seen happen in a lot of different ways. And it doesn't feel like, it's perfect for this category, because it doesn't feel like anytime soon this is going to stop.
Oh no. I mean, if anything, they've been pressing go extra hard. Like we've seen like Lego integration now, and you can go build your little world and fight tiny little monsters that look like Legos, which is so fun. And they have racing game now. They've added a music game. Like shout out to the old Harmonix team.
Right? Like
doing amazing stuff with that. Like it's just, it's so clear that you can now just have a third place in Fortnite, and it's really effective. Like it's a lot of fun to hang out in that game, and I think this is very well deserved. So shout out to y'all.
Feels like Tim Sweeney's want for the metaverse to be real is real in some ways, right? Like he's been really pushing that for a couple of years, and now has the foundation for what that is. So it's really cool to see Fortnite be our on the road again winner for this year. So massive shout out to the folks over at Epic for that.
Wonderful.
Cool. Time for our next category. Are you ready?
I'm ready.
It is rare to see the Mount Rushmore of fighting games all come out in one year. The biggest names of the fighting game genre all had entrance in this year's fight, and no one left the virtual streets without some bumps and bruises along the way. Giving players a great foundation to all levels of challenges, here are our nominees for this year's Best Fighting Game of 2023, or what we like to call Be Water My Friend Award.
Who will emerge victorious? The Be Water, My Friend Award. Street Fighter 6. Mortal Kombat 1. Nickelodeon Brawl Stars 2. Pocket Bravery.
And the winner for our Be Water My Friend Award, Best Fighting Game of the Year, goes to Street Fighter 6. Oh, I just made weird noises come out of my body because I'm so excited for what this game is.
The fighting game
like,
coming out of you.
That was me getting punched in the belly from the fighting game world. It was a funny thing about this category was usually games in these categories are pretty close in terms of their votes. This one was a blowout in terms of the votes that we got from the fans at home. Second runner-up, I should say, was Mortal Kombat 1, and it got blown out of the water in terms of votes this year. Street Fighter 6.
Not even half as many votes.
And it's an interesting commentary again of like where games are at this point. Like MK1 is my favorite fighting game right now. It's still my baby. But it has been having a couple of issues in terms of the way that the game has been kind of moving. And Street Fighter 6, having come out first, laid down the foundation for what has become one of the best fighting game years that we've seen in a very long time. So that has been a huge deal for them. I think them leaning into pedigree has also been a big part of this conversation for sure. But I think at the foundation, they have rebuilt Street Fighter 6 in the biggest ways that we possibly could have seen. I know you're not big on the fighting game scene, but have you been seeing folks in your circles play, or folks we know Blessing has been playing a ton?
Oh yeah,
in the game space.
Absolutely. I've heard Blessing's thoughts on it, and I think it's just really interesting that there's this additional layer in Street Fighter 6 where you have this, world where you make a goofy ass character and you're running around an arcade, and like just again another Second Life experience that's kind of like laid on top of very competent fighting game. And I just love seeing so much creativity from teams who have been with an IP or been with a genre of games for so long, trying new things, right? We've seen this trend a lot this year, and I just really applaud devs that go for it. So congrats to the team. This is a really good win. I know there may be some people who disagree, but that's what the fighting game's for, 1v1 them.
Yo, come see me, son. Come see me out in them streets. I really did wish that the outer world stuff that they did, like you could roll up on somebody and be like, yo, let me get them sneakers. What size you wear? You run your jacket.
It's too real.
It's too real. It's too real. But shout out to the folks over at Capcom for Street Fighter 6 and them winning our Be Water My Friend Award for this year's Spawnies. Excited for them. It's time to get into our next award. Let's get it.
From Steph Curry to Simone Biles, the sports world continue to inspire us to think bigger, to showcase athleticism, and to just how close the culture crossover is getting. We have had new entries into the genre, and some of the classics battled out in 2023. So let's see who's going to take home the ring tonight. Here are our nominees for Best Sports Game of 2023, or what we call it, our One Shining Moment Award.
Get your game faces ready. It's the One Shining Moment Award. MLB The Show 2023. WWE 2K23. Super Mega Baseball 4. Football Manager 2023.
And the winner of the One Shining Moment Best Sports Game Award goes to MLB The Show. So I am not a sports game connoisseur, but I know you spend a lot of time with them. I want to hear your thoughts on this one.
Baseball is my favorite sport. I like the way they go up and down the court. That's not baseball. Basketball is different.
You know.
But formerly the Willis Reed Your Big Dummy Award, which has now been changed to the One Shining Moment Award. I'm really excited for the folks over at the show because they continue to really be the standard for a lot of sports games in not only in their genre, but across the entire sports genre. I feel like they have continued to add not only really fantastic layers of gameplay, one of the most realistic baseball games on the planet. They just had a really good year in terms of adding content around the Negro League, which is really, really dope.
I did see that.
That's something that you don't get a chance to see. Again, if you're a historian and you love baseball and you love black people, then you get a chance to see, the history of where the MLB has gone and where it's finally kind of landed. This is a game that I get every year. Like, it is a game that I will play every year, even though my team, shout out to the Mets, don't do well half the time, and everybody gets mad at me because I'm from the Bronx, and they're like, "Why don't you like the Yankees?" And I was like, "Because the Yankees suck."
Oh,
where's the one? The Yankees suck.
Wow,
that's what I'm gonna say out loud. I'm gonna say it to that camera right there. But MLB The Show continues to be a brilliant game. I'm looking forward to next year's game. They keep adding dope stuff to it. They keep adding new players. I'm hearing very soon that they're going to be sharing their, whatever their next kind of cover athlete is going to be, and that's always a big
moment,
a big conversation and a big moment in the video game space.
Some could say it's a shining moment.
Oh snap! Best in the business right there. Best in the business right there. Yeah, so I'm excited. A massive love to that team. I'm dying to finally have another model of me in a game, because I always make me in a game. He's like kind of short, big ass, big legs.
You're not short.
I feel short in video games. I feel short. Like because everybody is kind of 6 foot tall, and I actually put my actual measurements into a game.
Sure.
I will put my 5'10" 11" 6 foot ish.
That was a wide range.
I lie a lot. But getting a chance to have that in the game is always really fun to be able to kind of live your baseball dreams out. So massive love to the folks over at the show for bringing it and bringing it every year, bringing the heat, as they say in the baseball world. So our next category, are you ready for that?
I'm ready.
Whether it be a trip across the vast lands of Hyrule or you just wanted to take a look at all the quirky things Night City had to offer, I think it's safe to assume that 2023 took us all on an alternate path that we didn't want to end. Each experience gave the player something new to dig into and new locales for the player to immerse themselves in. 2023 will go down as a spectacular year for adventure games that I'm sure nobody will forget. And with that being said, here are your nominees for the best adventure game of 2023, or what we're calling the Ease On Down the Road Award.
Ease On Down the Road Award. The Legend of Zelda: Tears of the Kingdom. Spider-Man 2. Chants of Sennaar. Baldur's Gate 3.
And the winner of our Ease On Down the Road Award, which is our best adventure game, goes to Legend of Zelda: Tears of the Kingdom.
Yay!
Man. I swear, like, I would have felt weird if this game didn't win something this year.
Well, yes, of course, but again, packed year.
Yeah. I mean, what was your time with Legend of Zelda?
Incredible. Okay, so full disclosure, people. I get to go to the one. This is my first Zelda game, so I'm obviously setting myself at a pretty high bar. It has been absolutely phenomenal. I adore this game. It has been so much fun to jump into Hyrule and to like explore this canon that is new to me and get into all of these YouTube videos that explain what the hell is going on. I love the mechanics. I don't love, weapon degradation, but it's so charming and so interesting and unique. And then you add Ultra Hand, and then you add this entire physics engine that is a whole nother game in and of itself. And again, I'm deep in the YouTube videos watching people build rocket ships and launching Korrix into space. Like it's just so impressive what Nintendo's been able to put on their hardware in first place. But I just absolutely adore Tears of the Kingdom, and I've had nothing but the best time with it. So I'm very happy for this one because it deserves a lot of praise.
I think the thing I came away with this was I have not finished this game because
it's hard.
one, because it's hard, and two, because I've just spent so much time building in this game. Like I've been trying to figure out every permutation of how do I build my rocket ship? How do I build my boat? How do I build my plane and do all that kind of stuff? I've not really played so much of the game that I'm far behind. Someone help me. I need help getting past some levels because I've been spending so much time building. So it's good to be able to see a game like this continue to, push forward the lineage of the Zelda IP, which has been huge. And also, again, like seeing a twist on this gameplay that we haven't seen before. Like Nintendo continues to innovate in a lot of different ways that I don't think they necessarily get the full amount of credit for. So it's cool to be able to see this game do so well. And so many of our fans love on this game and give it the love that it deserves for Ease on Down. The Road Award.
Well met. Love. Very good. Good win.
For sure. All right. It's time to get to our next category of the night.
You won't believe the crazy surprises that come your way when you dive into a whole year of gaming packed with absolute bangers from every direction. And let me tell you, among all those epic games, there are some fresh releases that just pop out of nowhere and totally blow your mind. So without further ado, here are our picks for the most surprising game of 2023, or as we like to call it, the Oh Snap Award.
Oh, okay. Oh, snap! Award. Hi-Fi Rush. Cocoon. Lethal Company. Sea of Stars.
And the winner of the Oh Snap Award for most surprising game is Hi-Fi Rush.
Hi, I'm John Johannes, game director over at Tango Gameworks in Japan. And I want to thank the Spawn on Me podcast for allowing Hi-Fi Rush to win the best surprise this year at the Spawnies. For you, it was a surprise. For us, we worked a long time on it, and we knew it was coming. But the way we released it, if it wasn't a surprise, honestly, that means we didn't do a good job. So I'm glad that it did surprise you, and I hope it was a good surprise, not a bad surprise, and I hope that you all enjoyed it. I hope you did. That's why you voted for it, right? But thank you again so much, and thank you to everyone, Spawn on Me Podcast, for their support for everything. Thank you.
I double up. They won 2 awards this time. Again, shout out to our folks over at Tango.
And Bethesda for taking a risk on this game. I mean, let's be real. I mean, that's very different for them.
I mean, it's not like they didn't have another game that came out this past year, right? Like, just one of the biggest games of the year that we decided to put out. And then also we get a chance to drop a game like Hi-Fi Rush. I mean, we talked a ton about, all of the pieces that came along with the music because they won Best Music earlier. But again, I think this was not only, again, a really cool moment for Tango and for Bethesda to kind of have this shadow drop, but it's also really rare to see games come out like this.
Oh, gosh, yes. I mean, I think the most infamous one that I can recall in recent memory before Hi-Fi Rush was Apex Legends.
Oh, yeah.
Which is a very special place in my heart. That's the game that I played while falling in love with my husband. But it's just really cool to see it work, right? Like the excitement for the game was instantaneous, and everybody was talking about it. It is such a bop. It deserves both of the awards that it has won tonight for sure, because it came out of nowhere and it had music stuck in my head all day, every time I played it.
Yeah, I think